Muslims have been living for hundreds of years. When did the problem start? When Zionism came. Isn't that clear? Look at history. So what is it, a religious problem? The Zionists keep on pushing throughout the world. It's the Muslims. The Muslims can't stand this religion. They can't stand any religion. They can't anything. You can't live with them. Ridiculous. If you know, look at history. History attests to the opposite, that the Jewish people, and we are thankful for this, we always had a safe haven in the Arab countries. When did the problem start? At the inception of Zionism. Then, when the mistrust, that's when problems started. So let us understand that the problem is nothing, it's not a religious problem. Therefore, when you speak to people and you're trying to defend the rights of Muslims, you have to clarify and say, don't say, the Jews are doing this, because right away they look at you suspiciously. Oh, here comes another German nation, you know, another Nazis. There was a Holocaust once, I don't want to hear things like that. You know, some people feel guilty because at that time they didn't do enough to save this nation. And people are compassionate and they look at the Jews who suffered so much. But if you say, no, no, wait a second. We are clear. We have been living together. We are not people who are looking for, we're not bloodthirsty people. We've been living together constantly. We have history can attest to that. We have a problem here with a movement started by non-religious Jews. We have a movement that's a simple nationalistic, a secular, political movement that's land-based. They want a piece of land, and they're usurping the rights of the Palestinian people. Why in South Africa were people able to understand worldwide that something is wrong here? Because it was a black and white issue. Both ways it was black and white, but it was simply a clear issue. It was a racism issue. Here, the people get saying, oh, wait a second. Yeah, I know, I understand what your Palestinian people are suffering, but the Jews also suffered, and this religion, that religion, I'm too busy, I'll give to another charity. I don't want to get involved in this. It's too much for my head, you know. People don't want to get it. But if you say it's not a religion, clearly, this is a mistake. It's a problem of a movement that has nothing to do with God. Let us clarify what it is. I always speak about that it's important that the Muslims should send us emails, should get together letters and ask the older generation, tape them where it's hard. They should tape and ask how we coexisted. Let us get a history of witnesses of how we've been living together in all the lands, that we should be able to break this mirage, this false portrayal, what Zionists say, that that Zionists ingrained, that Muslims and Jews ingrained can't live together, that they're always fighting. Let us break this myth. So then, and this should be the PR of the fight of Muslims. In this way, we can clarify that the problem is a simple political problem. For over 50 years, the Zionists are saying, oh, we have the solution, the Oslo Accords, the Hawks and the Doles will do this, we'll do that, we'll have a two-state solution. Everybody was happy. We stood out there, we said it won't be successful. You know why? Because it's against God. We are forbidden to have a state, because God has said we are forbidden to leave exile. And we are forbidden to usurp the land from the Palestinians, even 1 inch of it. So it won't be successful. They said they're fanatics by the Oslo Accords. We were in Madrid, we were in Washington. I was in Washington at the time, and we said it won't be successful. You'll see in the long run it won't be successful. Today we see it wasn't. Even though at that time they were clear it would be. Any approach, now the think tanks are all of a sudden coming around to a one-state solution, because they see two-state doesn't work. They have another idea. We say even that won't work. The idea of that the Zionists have a right to a piece of land is false. Because if they're coming from Judaism, it's against God, they have no right. If you're going to steal the land, the one solution is what we say. The first thing is to pray to God. Pray to God for the speedy and peaceful dismantling of this illegal state. Peaceful and speedy, how fast it can be done. And God is the one who accomplishes. The USSR also disappeared overnight. This has to be done. Secondly, then, God can accomplish anything, so believe in that. And that's what we have to pray for. And that is the only approach. If we could, the true Jewish approach should be a total apology, not going to the adversary, we're going to give you back something. We're going to give you, so be happy with what we give you. We apologize profusely for what has been done, the years of suffering for the Palestinian people. This is what we, as a Jewish essence, want, what we want. And return the land, and then ask with humility, can we reside amongst you as a people of your nation? This is what, and the people that they wouldn't allow, we believe that it's a false portrayal that the Palestinian people won't allow any Jews there. It's ridiculous, because we know, even if they wouldn't, we would accept that, because the Jew has to be loyal in every country. That's what God requires. But they would. And the people who have committed atrocities, so they'll have to be moved over to Canada or wherever they'll have to move. So it'll cost a couple of $1 billion. How much does it cost for the defense of the state of Israel? Every year. So, I mean, basically, this is the approach of Judaism. And again, we have to put our hopes in God and know. It says in the Torah, anything that is against God will not be successful. The Zionist state will end. How much suffering and blood will happen, I don't know. So therefore we pray again. We should all pray for the speedy and peaceful dismantling and to clarify what the problem is. And let us bring the hearts back of Jews and Muslims that we should know we have no fight. When you see a Jew, he's not your enemy. You know, and this is what, and let us all again eventually pray for that God should bring His glory throughout the world. We can all go up in harmony and serve God in peace.
Thank you very much, By Wise, for this very informative session. You're a very small group, a minority within the Jewish community, but you have a great message. We wish you success, and we hope we can help you in your message. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يقول, He says in the Quran, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم. That all people, Allah has created you from male and female and made you equal and made you into tribes and nations so that you know each other. Surely the best amongst you is the most righteous to Allah. So I know you have a lot of questions, and inshallah we'll start the questions. Please raise your hand. First.